Hey everyone, welcome to Module 2. So, this module is all about taking an honest evaluation, part 2, and taking control of your life by making decisions that serve you. So, I hope that you guys all fared well with Module 1. I know that it was a big eye opener, and this is going to take things to the next level. So, get ready. What we're going to be doing today is diving deeper into the areas of life that you see here on the screen. So we're going to look deeper into our health. We're going to be analyzing our physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health. We're going to analyze our relationships, romantic, family, and friendships. We're going to analyze our careers and our finances. We're going to analyze our mission and our purpose. And finally, we're going to analyze how much fun we are having in life. So the purpose of doing this deeper analysis is to take last week, which was a more macro approach, not too detailed, and bring it down into a micro approach so we can pinpoint the specific areas of life that we need to focus on. When you can identify what the specific areas of life are that you need to focus on, it makes it much easier to make your priorities, which is going to be much easier for you to plan out your days and your weeks and your months and your years to what you need to get done in order to get to that ultimate vision that we identified last week. Okay, so we're going to go through area by area. We're just going to do some very broad general concepts within these areas. The specifics of what you consider important within these areas is going to be very specific to you, but we're going to do very general things that can apply to everyone. And basically what we're going to do is look at reflection questions. So these are questions that you're going to ask yourself and you're going to answer them honestly. And this is how you're going to evaluate each section. So for each section, I want you to give it a 0 to 10 rating. Okay. So you're going to go through each section, give it a 0 to 10 rating. And then once every section has a rating, you're going to obviously want to focus on those that have a lower rating. So the scale that we're going to use, like I said, is going to be a 0 to 10 or 1 to 10 scale. So 5 is going to be the middle point. So 5 is like, this is okay. It's not bad. Could be better. Okay, so 5 to 10 is going to be on the upper range of things. 0 to 5 is going to be on the lower range of things that you need to focus on. 0 is going to be, horrible, the worst, needs absolute work, like needs very, very big improvement. 10 is going to be the best, amazing, like peak state, like absolutely just rocking it in that area. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the first section, which is health. So we're going to start with our physical health. So these are just some general concepts, things that I think are very important to analyze within your health. So number 1 is water. Okay, water is life. 70% of our bodies are made of water. So you want to ask yourself first, do I drink enough water? Do I keep myself hydrated? Okay, this is such a simple thing that I think we often overlook. We don't realize how important water is. So honestly, ask yourself, do I drink enough water, or do I consume, other beverages like soda, tea, coffee, energy drinks? A good rule of thumb for water is you want to drink half your body weight in ounces per day. Okay. And then food, that's our fuel. So what is my diet like? Do I follow a specific diet? Am I a vegan? Am I paleo? Am I keto? Whatever it is, what's my diet like? Like, honestly, what do I eat? Do I eat very nutritious, or do I eat more for convenience? The next thing you want to look at is your activity level. So what would I rate my activity level? Do I live a very sedentary life? Do I live a very active life? Do I live a very moderate life? Okay, what do I do for exercise? How do I move my body? And how frequently do I move my body? You guys have probably all heard all of these new studies coming out saying that sitting is the new smoking. Like, it's actually worse for you to sit. And often I'm going to imagine that we mostly probably have jobs where we're sitting all day. So this is something to keep in mind. Then we're going to look at energy level. Do you wake up feeling refreshed? Or do you have to drink coffee or energy drinks in order to keep yourself stimulated through the day? Do you find yourself crashing at a certain point of the day? So what's your overall level of energy? Okay, then sleep. How many hours do I sleep on average? Is it good sleep, bad sleep? Again, that ties into energy level. How am I waking up? So really analyze that. Like, could I do better at that? And then finally, self-care. Like, how well do I maintain myself? Do I keep up with everything that I need? Do I keep up with my grooming, or could I be better at that? Okay. Next area we're going to look at is emotional health. Okay, so first question to ask yourself is, how would I describe my general emotional state? How would others describe my emotional state? Are my emotions generally stable, or do they fluctuate a lot? Am I easily thrown off or influenced by people in everyday situations, or do I kind of keep my cool? Do you feel like you are in control of your emotions, or do you feel like your emotions control you? And do you check in with yourself, or how do you check in with yourself? Do you have a journal that you write in? Do you have like a reflection process or a meditation process that you do where you look at your emotions, or no? Next area is mental health. Okay, so again, how would I describe my general mental health? Are my thoughts generally ordered or disordered? Am I able to work through day-to-day issues? Am I easily thrown off or influenced by people and everyday things? Do I feel like I'm in control of my mind, or do I feel like my mind controls me? And how do I check in with myself? Finally, for health, we have spiritual health. So what are my spiritual beliefs? Okay, what do I believe in? What do I practice? Do I have a spirituality routine? And how do I honor these routines? Do I keep up with them? And how do they affect my everyday life? Okay. So very, very important. Your health is your wealth. That's the way I see it. If you don't have health, if you're lacking in one of these four areas, then it's very likely that the next areas to come are going to suffer as well, because the main thing that I think we are all realizing is that we have to make sure that our cup is full before we can fill other cups, or before we can immerse ourselves in other things. Okay, so those last slides are definitely more self-reflective. Now, let's move into relationships. Let's start with romantic relationships. So ask yourself, what is my current relationship status right now? Okay, right now, what is my status? Is my relationship healthy? Now, this also could be the relationship that you have with yourself. Okay, so if you're single and you're not currently in a relationship, then look at the relationship that you have with yourself. Now, if you are in a relationship, am I a fully functioning person separate from them? Okay, am I free to be my own person, or do they kind of take up some of my identity? Am I free to do what I want? Or does this relationship prevent me from doing what I want to do? Am I happy? Does this relationship make me happy? Does the relationship have purpose? Do you see it going the long haul? Does it have longevity? What's the vision? What vision do you guys have for your relationship? What's the plan? And how does my partner treat me? And is this treatment acceptable? Okay. Now, family relationships. What is my current family dynamic? Do I have a healthy attachment to my family? Okay. Am I a fully functioning individual in my family? Are you free to be your own person within your family? How do you contribute within your family? What's your role within your family? Where do you stand with each family member? Do you have any beef with anyone? Is there anyone that you're not happy with? Anyone that you hold resentment towards? And are you overall happy within your family unit? Okay. Friendship. Who are my friends? So identify, who do you consider your friends? And take it a step further and identify, who are your acquaintances. Okay, it's a very, very good distinction to make between who are your friends and who are your acquaintances. So we'll dive deeper into this when we talk about boundaries, but that is very, very important. Who can you depend on? Who can you trust? Are these relationships healthy? When you're around these people, do they add value to your life? Are you fully functioning individual from your friendships? Are you free to be your own person within your friendships? Or do you feel like your friendships are a source of stress? Like, do you feel like very, very oddly obligated to your friends? And then evaluate, what type of friend am I? What type of friendship do I offer? Now, finances and career. Let's talk about finances first. So first of all, how would you honestly rate your financial health? Okay. And then what is your relationship with money like? How do you use money? How do you view money? Do you have a lack mentality, or do you have an abundance mentality? Do you budget? Do you know your numbers? Do you know what's coming in every month? Do you make enough money to live comfortably? Or do you make enough money to achieve that vision, or are you on track with that? Do you currently have debts? And how well are you keeping up with those debts? Are you on track to paying them off? What's your overall financial plan? And how do you save money? Or what do you save money for? Next is career. So what do I do for work? Do I enjoy what I do? Do I work in a healthy environment? Am I respected at work? What's my plan? This is a job I want to be at for another 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Do I want to move on? Do I want to go back to school? So honestly, think about that. Next is your mission and your purpose. So what is your mission? And do you wake up every morning excited to work on your mission? What is your purpose? And are you fulfilling it? What's your plan? Are you on track to fulfilling this plan? And then finally, we have fun. So what do I do for fun? What are my hobbies? How often do I do it? Do I want to do it more often? Or do I do it too much? Is there anything new that you want to try? Okay. So the homework for this part of the lecture is going to be going through and answering every of those questions honestly, and then analyzing each overall section with that 0 to 10 or 1 to 10 scale. Okay. And if you're brave enough, I invite you to, in the comments down below, to put your rankings down below. Okay. Or talk about maybe the areas that you are lacking in, the areas that you want to improve. Okay, maybe we'll have similar areas, and then if we all have similar areas, then we can definitely tailor the content closer to those things that you guys want to improve. Okay? So again, I know that this is just like further opening your eyes, I'm sure, making you look deeper at every single division and area of your life. And some of it may be a little eye-opening and a little, it may be overwhelming to look at everything that you have going on in your life, or the state that your life is in. But I want to remind you that your mindset is everything. Okay, is everything. This is where we start to make changes. The whole point of doing last week's evaluation And this week's evaluation is to get very honest with ourselves about where we're at and what our mindset has been up until this point. Okay? What we tell ourselves every day is going to dictate our lives. Okay, so making sure that you have an overall healthy mindset, a positive and optimistic mindset, is going to allow you to tackle through and improve every area of your life. So I want you to really think right now is, what do I tell myself every day? What is my internal thought process like? What is the kind of motto that I walk around with? Like, what do I kind of carry on my shoulder? If there was a bumper sticker on my forehead, what would it say? And what stories do I tell myself? Because we all tell ourselves stories of why we do something, why we don't do something, why something happens, why it doesn't happen. Okay, so what's your story? Once you can honestly identify where you're currently at, what your mindset is currently now, what your story is, it's important to know that everything that has happened in your life has happened from a series of decisions. Okay? We make decisions all day long, consciously and subconsciously. We're making decisions. The good thing about this moment right now is that we are all coming to the same conclusion that everything is your decision. Okay? So if you didn't know before, if you weren't aware, everything is your decision. What you do, what you eat, where you are every day, who you talk to is all your decision. You may be thinking, well, I have this job, and I can't control who I talk to and my coworkers. And no, yes, you do. Because you don't have to do anything. And Tony Robbins talks about this in the book. If you are watching this right now, if you live in America, even, those of you who don't live in America, you guys likely live in a, first world country, a progressive country, where, you're not being told what to do for the most part. You don't have to do anything. But because of your mindset and beliefs, this is why you do what you do every single day. So if you believe that I have to go to this job, well, then that's what you do. That's the decision you make. So with that understanding, it puts everything in your life back in your control. Just like we talked about last week, is changing our statements to I statements and taking responsibility for the things that we do. It makes everything in our control. So if you can get this one thing in your mind and understand that everything is your decision, it starts to empower you. You truly do get to choose your life. Whatever life you want to live, or whatever way you want to view your life, it's up to you. It's totally up to you. It all depends on your mindset and your belief systems. We create our own circumstances. Okay, so the circumstance that you're in right now is likely from a series of choices that you have made over, months, years, maybe very more recent, maybe even weeks and days. Okay. So knowing that we create our own circumstances and that we do get to choose our life, if you're not currently where you want to be in a certain area of life, you've got to do something different, right? If what you're doing right now isn't working, you just have to do something different. Different actions produce different results. Now, 3 decisions that control your destiny. This comes straight from Awaken the Giant, page 40. Okay, so these are 3 things that you can change right now. And one thing that Tony Robbins emphasizes is that we all have the power to make decisions. Like, it's not something we have to go out and learn how to do. We do it right now. Like, you have the decision to listen to this or not to. And you have hundreds of those decisions every single day. So the 3 decisions that will help you to control your own destiny is, number 1, your decision about what to focus on. You decide what you want to focus on. So right now you may be heavily focused on work or heavily focused on relationship. But that's your choice. That's your choice. You have the choice to focus on something else. Okay, so really think about, what do I focus on? And does that serve me? Or does it give me anxiety? Does it make me depressed? Okay. 2, you decide what things mean to you. So the value that you place on things, the importance that you place on things is also 100% in your control. So again, using work and relationships as our example, you decide how important your job is. No one says, hey, your job is this important. You decide. We all know there are people who go to work and they could care less about the quality of work that they produce. They could care less. Some people don't really care about their partner. There's varying levels, right? It's not like everyone in a relationship cares about their partner the same amount. We place value on things as we see fit. Okay, so just with that alone, that can start to help you to prioritize things in your life. And then 3, your decisions about what to do to create the results that you want. Okay, so there's no one certain way to gain success. There's no one certain way to get what you want. You decide how you're going to create that. So for example, let's say we all were like, okay, we all want to start our own businesses. Some people could just quit their jobs today and start their business. Some people would have to stay at their jobs and save money before they do it. And no one would be wrong, but it's our decision about how we would get to that result. There's not one diet that makes people lose weight. There's multiple diets, there's multiple ways. But again, it's a decision. Okay, so think about one thing that is in your vision, one thing that you want to change. And really think about, do I really focus on this? Like, how much importance do I place on this? And what do I do to get results? And use this process for all of the things on your list. So how do we harness that power, right? Knowing that we have the power to make decisions, that it ultimately puts everything back in our control. So how do we keep that in check? Again, this comes straight from Awaken the Giant Within. This is from pages 48 to 51. So number 1, remember the true power of making decisions. So I'm sure now, after hearing this, like over the next couple days, couple weeks, you're going to be highly aware of this. But as you start to live your life, it's just going to become second nature. You're going to become better at making decisions because you're going to know better who you are and what your vision is. So you're only going to do things that are serving you. So always remember that power. 2, realize that the hardest step in achieving anything is just making the commitment to do it. And some of you may have commitment issues. And that could be affecting you from having the changes that you want in your life. Okay, so that is the hardest step, is just making the commitment. Jumping down to number 5, it says stay committed to your decisions. If it was easy to stay committed to our decisions, number 5 wouldn't be on the list. Okay, so we'll jump back to that. But 3 says make decisions often. So now that you know you have the power to make decisions all the time. And 4, learn from your decisions. And realize that you're not always going to make the right decision. If you look at anyone who's successful or any successful company, and you can even look at your life, you can probably look at times where you made the wrong decision, but you either learned from it or it ended up working out in your favor in the end. So again, 5, stay committed to your decisions, but be flexible in your approach. So you may decide to do something, but you may have to do it in a different way. But always stay committed to that ultimate decision that you make. And 6, enjoy making decisions. Okay, I know taking this control on in your life or taking this responsibility for your life may be a little overwhelming. Maybe you've been going through life very passively and letting life make decisions for you, or other people make decisions for you, or your employer or your relationship or your family make decisions for you. This is truly a gift that we have. It's a blessing that we get to make our own decisions. So enjoy it. So the homework for this week is 1, to go through each slide again, answer all those questions, okay, and evaluate and rate each area of your life honestly. And once you've done this, rank them. So you can take all of your numbers and you can rank them, like top priority I need to work on, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go down like that. And then share that with us. Let us know what your top priorities are, what your scores are. As we talk about decisions and as you do that evaluation, think about what decisions you need to make. Okay, so go through those lower number sections of your life and think, what decisions do I need to make in my life? Do I need to make the decision to commit to sleeping 8 hours a night, no matter what, and not letting anything or anyone get me off track? Do I need to make the decision to cut out some friendships from my life because they don't serve me? Do I need to make the decision to join the gym? What decisions do you need to make now? And then finally, the reading, we have pages 19 to 51 in Awaken the Giant. That will give you everything that you need to know up until this point that we're in the slides right now. Okay? So I hope this has helped you. I hope that this has empowered you. I hope that this has inspired you. And I will see you in the next lesson.